What's your background and what drew you into blind football?
I kind of fell into blind football by accident, but I think if anybody's been involved in the game, you kind of realise once you're in, you're so kind of engaged with it that you can't get out, and absolutely love it. My background, I started in mainstream football, so I worked in academies all the way kind of through the age groups, and then I moved into what is the para talent centres, working with players with various different disabilities that are eligible to play in the England para squads. And then in terms of blind football, it really started when the Football Your Way kind of development plan was launched. And what that allowed us to do was really start to focus on certain impairments. And blind football was the one that really stood out within the kind of near future. And the reason that was is obviously because the World Games is in 2023, being held in Birmingham. So we wanted to make sure that we were at the forefront of that and that we had a squad in place ready to kind of kick off. The journey started quite late into sort of 2021, so it was around August time where we started our first activity day at the Royal National College for the Blind in Hereford. And those activity days were really relaxed. It was just players coming and trying football for the first time in some cases. For others, it was kind of looking at how they had developed already and they'd wanted to get into the game, but there hadn't been many opportunities available. And then from that, we did monthly sessions. So we built up with kind of 3 or 4 activity days. Then we went to development days where it was selection based. Then we moved to development camps to start to add in the residential element. And then finally, we've got to kind of our England development camps now where we've had a fixture already. So they've really been a phased approach rather than throwing the girls in at the deep end straight away. But it's very much a developing process. We're still not quite at the top level that we'd want to be yet, but absolutely we've got ambitions to be there.
What's impressed you most about this group of players?
So in terms of this group of players, it's definitely been the way that they've come together as a group. Absolutely there for each other. They're really supportive both on and off the pitch, but also their commitment. So some of these girls kicked a ball for the first time in August. So to be pulling on an England shirt, even in a developing environment like this, it's just absolutely fantastic. And we didn't necessarily expect the girls to be as far along as they are now. So for us to be flying out to Italy next month, that's down to their hard work and determination.
What needs to be done to get blind football more well known?
I think it's about getting the message out there. Obviously, the great work that VICTA does for children and families really raises awareness. We've found some of our players through the VICTA network, which is absolutely great. I think for us, it's about making sure that continues, but then also that girls in particular coming into the game start to see football as an accessible opportunity from the very start, rather than going into other pathways and other sports initially and then finding football either by accident or because they've had to look a lot deeper. Well, hopefully the women's game in years to come, they'll be part of the kind of league. So the National League at the moment, a few of our players play through dispensation, so they'll play with the men. Obviously there's some challenges there, but they absolutely can cope. I would love to see an opportunity for a female-only competition within this country, just to make sure that we're not losing players who don't want to go too far into the kind of male game. But then also from a long-term ambition for blind football, we want to see the female game in the Paralympics. And I think that will really start to drive the kind of game as a whole, and it will start to get people engaging in the sport at an earlier age. I think VICTA have a huge part in recruitment and actually promoting, and the fact that you're here today really shows that you're committed to the cause just as much as we are. There's been a number of players that we found through the kind of VICTA camps, but also our goalkeeper has been involved from a VICTA volunteer perspective, which has really helped with like communication, ability to interact with the players. And then we've seen one of our players really grow in confidence, and I think that's not only from being involved with us, but also being part of the VICTA programme and going away on the camps.